Excuse me a moment. You're wanted at Ranger Station Foxtrot. Sounded urgent. Of course, everything Rangers say sounds urgent. Sounds like the man to speak with is a ranger named Early. I don't know any more than that. I'd ask him if you want the details. Been hearing stories about you. Some kind of courier shaking the Mojave up like a hornet's nest. Must be some kind of dedication to your job, considering that's still your title after all the other things you've been doing. This is why I wanted to have a chat with you. That I do. Heard about your little foray up north tracking that Burke kid. That's rough territory. I'm thinking, you've been paid to go fugitive hunting there once before. How about an encore performance? I need someone up there dealt with. Well, you know how there was that push to bring Burke, sick bastard that he is, in alive? Well, that's not really an issue here. Fella up there by the name of Caleb Alquist. At the moment, his head is attached to his shoulders, and I got 10,000 caps to whoever can rectify that. A long damn story. Short version is he's a mass murdering lunatic, claiming the NCR authorized his killings. Which is verifiably bullshit, seeing as how those orders would have come from me, and I sure as hell never gave him the go-ahead for that. Fine. Been around McCarran, maybe you noticed we got some bounties open for a few fiends. Well, hiring bounty hunters for the especially troublesome raiders isn't a new policy. We did it a lot when we first rolled into the Mojave. We didn't have the resources to send actual forces after the little raiding parties, so why not hire local talent to do it for us? Worked pretty well most of the time, but there was this one raider boss, a man named Sheridan. Man was hard to kill. Started to empower other raiders in the area. Sheridan could stand up to us and live, so why shouldn't they try it too? So I put a contract on the son of a bitch. Kill him and wipe his influence. There's a little town, southeast a ways. Normal folk live there. They got it in their head that Sheridan could protect them. So, they gave him and his crew shelter. They wouldn't sell him out. Alquist took the bounty and rolled into town with his posse. Sheridan wasn't there, but townsfolk were. These weren't raiders, they were just normal folk trying to make it out there. Alquist killed them all, even the kids. Burned the whole place to ash and left the bodies to rot. Then he started saying we hired him to do it. Wipe out Sheridan's influence. That does make this personal for me. To be honest, the man deserves to hang any which way you look at it. Good. Alright, be ready for anything. Report back to me when you're done.
This area isn't safe for civilians. You don't want to get caught by the Great Khans. Tough, independent, and ruthless as they come. They're holed up in Red Rock Canyon, and it's this station's job to keep an eye on them. Keeping watch on the Great Khans, mostly. They usually stick around Red Rock Canyon, but at least one large group left recently. We called it in, but haven't heard anything about any Great Khan incidents. Whatever they're doing, they're keeping a low profile. Be careful out there.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
You're here for the money. I told the murders I was good for it. I just need more time. Here's all the caps I've saved up so far. See, that's a pretty good chunk of what I owe right there. I talked to the cashiers at Gamora. I needed more chips. I thought I was due for a hot streak. I lost everything. I made a deal with the Omertas. The Omertas were nice and said they'd give me some time to pay them back. But they also said if they had to talk to me about my debt again, they wouldn't be nice the second time. I don't want to talk about it. We were on patrol near the dam when a Legion raiding party jumped us. We didn't even have time to radio it in. I was hit on the head with a machete and I was knocked out. I survived. But some days I wish I didn't. The rest of my squad was crucified, butchered, mutilated. All my friends, they all died, and I was the only one there. I never got to see what happened. The Legion. I don't know how they missed me, but I was still alive. Maybe they knew they'd broken me. Things were never the same ever since. I've been gambling and drinking a lot since then. I'm a fucking mess, I know it. But the Rangers gave me a second chance and here I am. Maybe. But thanks for saying it anyway. I operate the radio and call it in if we see any Great Khans moving from Red Rock Canyon. Watch out for Great Khans.
Howdy. You need something from me? Have you now? Well, you wouldn't be the first to try. Look, I've been doing this longer than you. Words don't really get under my skin none. Did the client tell you who I am? You know that I killed every man, woman, and child in Brighton, threw their corpses in a ditch, and burned the goddamn town to ash. Some of them tried threatening me, just like you. But the only hesitation I had was when I had to reload. So the righteous threats of death and dismemberment, save it for someone who hasn't heard it before. Now, I imagine you're either driven by a vague sense of justice, or you're just doing something you're good at for a fair wage. Either way, I'm afraid you're shit out of luck. You drawing me here, you ain't getting either of those things. Simple. When my posse and I traveled up through the valley, we were constantly harassed by fuckwit raiders. Human garbage, through and through. These same raiders also routinely attack the town. They kill or run off merchants. They fuck with commerce. The whole town despises them, as do I. That being the case, I offered my posse services to the town. As we speak, my people are off hunting down any raider they can get their hands on. Now, I don't know how acquainted you got with the upstanding citizenry of Madsen, but I've talked with most of them, and we got something in common. This town was built by people trying to get away from the NCR and make a new life for themselves, like me, only stationary. So, you draw me here, and every last person in town is gonna back me up. You wanna get me, you'll have to murder all of them. And you might be thinking you can live with that. You just want to get paid. Fair enough. But let's remember why Early put a price on my head. Slaughter a whole town? He ain't paying you a damn thing. Just put another bounty out on you this time around. That'd be a shame, huh? Not really, no. No more than any of the other outlaws hanging around here. You know that young woman in the gun store is wanted for murder? Man's gotta have a code. Mine dictates that I do everything in my power to wipe the raider filth from this region, and that's what I aim to do. I'd rather not fight you, but what I'm doing is more important than your job. No, if you want me dead, I have a proposition for you. Simple. Maybe you've seen those slavers operating in the region. Regular slavers, mind you, not Legion, though they're not any better. I detest slavers. Whole reason I came north was to hunt them down, each and every one. So my proposal is this. Kill them. All of them ideally, but my focus is on their boss, man named Tex Bradshaw. Him and his son run this crew, and they need to die. You do this, and I'll throw some money your way. Or if you come back, still adamant about killing me, I'll agree to settle things out of town. Deal? My sentiments exactly. Anything else before you go? Because one of my scouts told me you were coming. Figured I'd rather have a civilized conversation in person rather than us pointing guns at each other in the bush. I imagine Hurley told you the basics. Probably framed it around some stupid fucking good and evil ethical philosophy, though. Before House domesticated Vegas proper, and before the NCR came marching in from the west, the Mojave was untamed and wild, dangerous as hell. The Fiends are new, I'll grant them that, but the others, the Vipers, Jackals, hell, even the Khans, they're a shadow of what they used to be. When the NCR first came to the Mojave, the first opposition they faced came from independent little raider bands, not organized gangs or armies. And one of these bands was led by a man named Sheridan. Speaking objectively, he's the most depraved bastard to ever run himself a gang. Take any regular act of cruelty. Sheridan would take it further. Murder is the least of his crimes. Torture, rape, slaving, it was all fair game for him. And, of course, he just refused to fucking die. The NCR got a bug up their ass about clipping him. In return, Sheridan began to focus all his efforts on making life hard for them. See, the longer this went on, the more bold the other raiders got. Sheridan could target the NCR with impunity, so why not them? I guess he bought into his own bullshit, because he installed himself as the new overlord of some little town to the southeast, Brighton. In that fucking town, they loved him for it. They paid him for protection and believed he'd honor it. Said the stories about him was all NCR lies. That's the point where Early hired me, and I reckon you know what happened next. Well, I wasn't the first hunter to take the contract on Sheridan's head, you know. Not by a long shot. NCR hired dozens of them. Most of the dumbasses went after him directly. Always ended badly for him. Skinned alive and left to rot, thrown on hot coals, that sort of shit. A direct method didn't work, so I gathered my gang together. Most of those guys are dead now. Anyway, we all rolled right up into Brighton. Once we arrived, I announced, loud as you please, "Bring me Sheridan, bound and gagged. You have exactly 1 hour, or there will be consequences." Well, of course, they don't. Why would they? They were paying him to defend them, and they figured him for invincible. Tell me, would an invincible protector let his people be slaughtered in the streets? So, an hour passed, and we killed everyone. Age, health, it didn't matter. They were his loyal devotees, so they were marked for death. Sheridan never showed up, of course. Coward. We threw the corpses in a ditch to rot, we burned the town to ash, and we headed on home. Easy, 'cause it worked. Sheridan wasn't a bulletproof defender of the weak. He was a coward on the run, with no home to offer him shelter. The legend of the raider that no one could touch? Gone. He didn't protect his people. He didn't retaliate. He didn't do a goddamn thing. His gang splintered. His clients abandoned him. And when other raiders hit the NCR, they no longer did it in his name. Maybe he's still out there, sharpening his knives and brutalizing anyone weaker than him. Does it matter? I broke his power base. He's toothless. That was what I was told to do. What I was supposed to be paid to do. Fucking Early. That spineless shit says it was unforgivable. I don't give a fuck about forgiveness. I do terrible things to terrible people, and I can live with that. How can I justify what I've done? Because my daughter can sleep at night without fear of men like Sheridan. I'll go to my grave with my head held high because of that. The world needs bad men like me to make the hard decisions for the greater good. Exactly. Was it pretty? No. Did I enjoy it? Of course not. But I know the price of indecision. If we want to rid the world of men like Sheridan or Caesar or Bradshaw, we need to be ready and willing to do whatever is necessary. They are. Good company, these two. Although, that's about it. They don't really guard shit, and I try to keep them out of gunfights. Watch yourself out there, bounty hunter.
Those fiend junkies over at Vault 3 have been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
You like the sight of your own blood?
Nobody. I just remembered I gotta be somewhere else. Free side is ours.
You'll bleed, bitch.
I'm gonna make you scream.
Let's rock! I'm out of here. Come on!
Hey,
Had enough? Hello.
I see you're still alive. What's up? Considering his previous gang experience consisted of dumping nautical tons of hair gel on his head, he did surprisingly well for himself up there. Oh well, he's dead now, so fuck him. It might not be entirely accurate to list her as one of the raider targets, since she preyed on them as much as anyone else. Some, captives a while back told all kinds of horror stories about some crazy zombie bitch snatching their people up during the night. Funny as that is, I don't want indiscriminate murderers running around here, if it can be helped. Apparently everyone was figuring this guy was planning to try and stab Hader in the back and usurp leadership. I almost regret interfering, but, you know, not really. It does look that way, yeah. Good work. And a big gang with no captains is going to be pretty dysfunctional for a while. Seems like a good time to hit them hard. As it happens, I can't imagine anything that would damage them more than killing their big, ambitious overlord. If you want to earn that bounty I put on Hader's head, now seems like a good time for it. I imagine his security's a little lax at the moment. Pretty sure his compound is on the other side of that collapsed car tunnel south of town. Let me know how that goes. Later.
thought you could hide from... You thought you could hide from
There you are. Good. It'd be a shame if you stormed in here, slaughtered my men, and we miss each other completely. Well, here you stand. Are you gonna try begging me to spare you, or are you less worthless than that? Well said. You've impressed me well enough, outsider. No matter which of us dies here, I expect that this shall be a glorious fight. Come, face death! Mercy.
Those fiend junkies over at Vault 3 have been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
You know you want a piece of this. Give me some sugar.
Yeah? No shit? Well, good. I can't imagine anyone left who would be strong enough to hold the crews together, so that problem might take care of itself. I bet a good handful of them will get killed while they all fight over the proverbial throne, which I imagine is probably a toilet covered in spikes. Anyway, I seem to recall offering cash for killing that giant prick, so here you go. Later.
You're back. How goes the mission? A lot of interesting stories that led to me wasting away here. I appreciate the climate, but otherwise, well, the short version is that I stared down the higher powers one too many times and got on their bad side. Ever hear of a man named Forrester? He used to be a raider. Ran with a real nasty crew. Well, we caught up with him. Supposed to send him back home for a show trial. He never made it. Heads were gonna roll, so me and my partner jumped on that grenade. He got some awful recon work dumped on him, and I'm up here on a mountain instead of helping win the war. Oh well. Yeah, I'd say not bringing me a jar of green glowing viscera was the right call. Well, anyway, I'm very happy to hear that son of a bitch is dead and gone. Good goddamn riddance. Here's your payout. Earned every bit of it and then some.
Mm-hmm.